Right now, I'm with the Iron Man of Australian Wrestling, Davis Storm. Now, Davis, you had a few problems with Jimmy Payne a while back, and it hasn't really been cleared up. I'd like to know, what is your current status with the Forefathers?
What happened with Jimmy was a mistake. In the heat of battle, sometimes you lose your temper, you get carried away, and you do things that you wouldn't normally do. Jimmy overstepped the mark when he slapped me in the face. The fact is, despite me hitting him with the belt later in the match, if it wasn't for me, he might not be EPW champion today, and I would hope that he understands that. He made a mistake, I made a mistake, and as far as I'm concerned, things are cool.
Very well. At hell or high water, you had to actually forfeit yourself from being in a qualifying match, the NWA Australian title tournament. Now, I'd like to know, it was due to a rib injury. Now, how is your rib right now?
I'd love to say I'm at 100%, but the fact is I'm not. I've been training hard for this match, and I've been close to 100% plenty of times in the last 3 months since I hurt the rib. But the fact is that with this Australian title tournament on the horizon, I've been trying to train as much as I possibly can, and I just haven't been able to give it the chance to rest enough for me to have a full recovery. So I would say I'm as close as I possibly can be to 100% without being 100%.
With the NWA Australian title tournament in question, at desperate measures, you go one-on-one with Bobby Marshall to get your chance to be part of that tournament. What are your thoughts on your opponent at this event, Bobby Marshall?
I've said it in the past to anyone who would listen. Bobby Marshall is the most talented wrestler that I've ever had anything to do with. He's the complete package. He can brawl, he can wrestle, and he can take to the air. He's grown into himself. 6'4" now, well over 230 pounds. Like he is a big man, and what are my thoughts on Bobby Marshall? My thoughts are that on any given day, he is the best wrestler in Australian wrestling, without a doubt.
With that said, you feel that personally you can defeat Bobby Marshall and go on to Challenge Stadium November 23rd and become the NWA Australian champion?
Can I beat Bobby Marshall? That's a question I've been asking myself ever since this match got announced, Dean Olsen. And the fact is, I'm having doubts. You know, I heard what Bobby said in his interview with you, that I'm not the Iron Man of Australian wrestling anymore. And to be perfectly honest, the last 2 years have been a bit of a farce for me. There was a time when I considered myself to be right at the very top of explosive pro wrestling, right at the top of Australian wrestling, and the last 2 years have been a bit of a farce for me. The last 3 months have been all about a bit of an awakening, an epiphany for me, where I had to slap myself in the face and look at the state of EPW and look at the guys like Shane Haste, Bobby Marshall, hell, even Jimmy Payne. Like, these guys, they can claim, and with some backing, that they're better than me, better than Davis Storm. And the fact is, being the Iron Man was all about being something that no one else in Australian wrestling could be, that no one else could touch. And I haven't been that man for 2 years. Can I beat Bobby Marshall? I can't answer that, but let me tell you something, Bobby. You better come to desperate measures and bring everything you've got. Because I swear, as sure as I'm sitting here right now staring into this camera, that you are gonna have to kill me to hold me down. You're gonna see a side of me that you haven't seen in 2 years, Bobby. You're gonna have to tear me limb from limb and leave me lifeless if you want to go on to that Australian title tournament. And if somehow I can beat you and get through that, then everyone in that tournament better look out, because I am a man who creates history within explosive pro wrestling. And I sure as hell want to create history with NWA Pro Wrestling and become the first Australian champion.
There we go, 2 huge EPW wrestlers, and only one of them can get that spot in the tournament. It's going to be an unbelievable match. That's all happening at Desperate Measures, as well as the EPW title being defended inside of a steel cage. Now, I believe you have one more match to announce for today?
Yes, the EPW board have decided that they're going to throw in the Mexican Jose Del Santo against Chris Vice.
Vice! I got nothing. Oh, this has been a huge edition. We got another big one next week. Coming Monday, we're going to be talking to Ferguson Block and Azazel, the #1 contenders for the tag team titles. And we'll have lots of other news and some more match announcements coming up. Stay tuned on the road and the countdown to EPW's Desperate Measures. For more information on all EPW shows, head to epwperth.com, and for all your EPW ticketing needs, ticketmaster.com.au.